Idaho is officially moving into stage 4 of the state's COVID rebound plan. Tonight we talked to event organizers about the move.
They took my grandmother's life. They had blood on their hands.
Tonight in the second installment of our robocall series, we meet one woman who's making it her mission to put an end to those calls after her grandmother was targeted.
Plus, now that the Pfizer vaccine will be available for kids, the question is, will parents sign up their kids to get one? We're talking to a local pediatrician on why you should. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Hello everyone, I'm Regina On. We do start with some breaking news here tonight regarding the firing of former Spokane County Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz.
A preliminary report done at the request of the State Board of Health found that Health Director Amelia Clark may have violated the law when she fired Dr. Lutz. Here is the key statement in that 50-page report. It says, quote, Dr. Lutz was not given notice and an opportunity to be heard before the SRHD board prior to his removal. The facts support a preliminary finding that Ms. Clark refused or neglected to obey or enforce the law's requirement that the local health officer shall not be removed until after a notice is given and an opportunity for a hearing before the board or official responsible for his or her appointment under this section as to the reason for his removal, unquote.
And we just want to be clear, it is just a preliminary investigation. It's now up to the State Board of Health what to do next. We'll have much more on this story tomorrow on KREM 2 News.
Meantime, Idaho moving on to stage 4 of the state's COVID rebound plan. Under the stage 4 Stay Healthy guidelines, Idaho remains open with recommendations to protect lives, healthcare access, and the economy.
Now, one of the biggest changes is there are no more recommended gathering size limitations. Our Morgan Trout spoke with an event organizer about what the move means for this industry.
Hello from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
There's only a few weeks left until the Coeur d'Alene Marathon in McEwen Park.
I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air for people that have been waiting for this for over a year now.
A breath of fresh air indeed, both literally and figuratively. Coeur d'Alene Marathon Director Ryan Height is excited to produce the May 30th races, bringing some semblance of normalcy back to athletics in more than a year.
In 2020, we produced the race over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
With brand new changes to Idaho's rebound plan, the marathon and other races will no longer be a full weekend event. Governor Brad Little and the Department of Health and Welfare have officially moved the state into stage 4. In this stage, Idahoans can have gatherings of any size if they follow physical distancing and sanitation requirements. This includes hosting events outside if possible and disinfecting the area.
Regardless of the phase that we're in, we're still really, cognizant of public health. And we're trying to create an experience for everybody.
Height and his team have put together safety plans to fit each runner's concern level. Not only are they hosting in-person and virtual races, they'll space out runners from 5:30 to 11 in the morning for a one-day event. Masks are still encouraged when athletes are not running, and food vendors and sponsor booths will be waiting for you at the finish line.
We don't anticipate just having 2,500 people shoulder to shoulder in a start chute. In less than a month from now, it's just probably not where we're going to be. It's going to look more like normal.
More than just normal. He says this year already has a huge turnout. They are expecting up to 2,700 runners for the marathon, nearly 1,000 more people in comparison to previous years.
People are ready to get back out and want to be outside and exercising, and it'll be a fun year.
You can still register on their website for the marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K, and Kids Challenge. But it is first come, first serve. So as soon as each race hits their limit, you'll have to wait until next year. Morgan Trout, KREM 2 News.
Meantime, Governor Little also announced Idaho is pulling out of all federal pandemic unemployment programs. He says he's concerned it's keeping people from going back to work. Those programs provide an extra $300 a week, expands eligibility for unemployment, and extends benefits. Governor Brad Little pointed to employers who say they can't recruit and retain workers because they're receiving more on unemployment than they would working. So with the withdrawal takes effect on June 19th. New tonight, the Coeur d'Alene Police Department warning of a disturbing pattern of teenage drug overdoses.
Now, CDA Police, Idaho State Police, and other local law enforcement agencies say they believe it's connected to counterfeit narcotic pills. Police believe 3 deaths in North Idaho have been attributed to these cases since last fall. Right now, the agencies are investigating exactly where the pills are coming from, but they say that 1 in 6 of these pills contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. Anyone with information that can aid police is encouraged to call that number right there on your screen. But drug overdoses aren't only prevalent in in Idaho right now, but Washington as well.
New data shows drug overdoses in Washington are skyrocketing, and state health officials are attributing that to the pandemic. According to the Seattle Times, preliminary data shows deadly drug overdoses increased 30% last year compared to 2019. That's nearly twice as large of a jump as any other year in the past decade. Opioid overdoses increased even more by nearly 40%. Many of those overdoses were caused by fentanyl, which can be as much as 100 times more powerful than morphine.
In the meantime, today, Governor Jay Inslee signing a series of bills aiming to protect workers during the pandemic. The bills increase safety protections, expand support for frontline workers, and grant overtime protections for farm workers. Washington is joining a small group of states as the first to provide these groups with overtime pay. The governor also signed a bill that would develop new community-based housing for farm workers.
Authorities in Chelan County need your help finding this missing man. Pedro Brito was last seen Sunday at around 6 a.m. in the parking lot of the Mission Ridge Ski Resort in Wenatchee. His vehicle was found in that parking lot, no sign of him. He was last seen wearing a long-sleeve camouflage shirt, black sweatpants, and white slip-on shoes. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is urged to call Rivercom at the number right there at the bottom of your screen.
Well, now that the Pfizer vaccine will be available to kids, public health officials are urging parents to vaccinate their children. And the question is, will parents sign their kids up?
Yeah, today I spoke with a local pediatrician, and simply put, she's thrilled the vaccine will be available for kids 12 and older. In fact, she says she's getting her daughter vaccinated later this week.
You have kids?
I do, yes.
Will they be getting the vaccine?
My daughter signed up to get hers on Thursday.
That's Dr. Jennifer Kallisvart. She's a pediatrician at Spokane Pediatrics. As you just heard, her daughter will be getting the Pfizer vaccine. Bottom line, Dr. Kallisvart says this vaccine has gone through the same process and scrutiny as other vaccines and has been determined to be safe and effective. In fact, clinical trials found that it was 100% effective for kids 12 to 15 while producing a robust antibody response. And because children make up more than 20% of our population, vaccinating them will be key to achieving herd immunity.
So even if your child is completely healthy, they may go to school with somebody who may not fight infections well, or have a grandparent or family member who could get sick. So by vaccinating your child who's healthy, you can help prevent other people from getting ill and possibly dying from it.
All three vaccine manufacturers approved for the U.S. use, Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, are studying the vaccine's safety and effectiveness in children. So when will vaccines be available for kids younger than 12? Pfizer has previously said they're not planning to ask for expanded emergency use until September, so that's a few months away. But bottom line, if you have questions about getting the vaccine for your child, talk to your pediatrician. They're the experts, not some random online source.
Good advice there. Well, in the meantime, Spokane Public Schools is offering free coronavirus vaccinations to their students. In total, they'll be hosting 5 vaccination clinics at Lewis and Clark, Ferris, Shadle Park, and Rogers. There will also be a vaccination clinic at North Central, but it's only for North Central students. The district says the vaccines are voluntary and not a requirement to attend school. So if you'd like to sign up for one of those clinics, just text the word vaccine to that number right there, 509-448-2000. We'll be sure to send you all the information right to your phone. Switching gears now to a check on weather. We're inching closer to summer, and I feel it, and I love it. But I mean, we need a little bit of rain, right?
We need a little rain.
Yeah.
We're in that drought, but as meteorologist Thomas Patrick is about to tell us, we're not going to get much rain, just potentially like near 80-degree temperatures, right, Thomas?
Yeah, exactly, Mark. There is not much rain in the forecast, but I can tell that Regina's summer sixth sense is working perfectly, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna.
I think that was the rain dance.
That was
exactly.
This is the sun dance, actually.
I'll join you with the
okay.
rain
Oh
dance.
wow,
Perfect.
he's doing the rain
Oh
dance
man,
now.
well,
And the sun dance.
let's make sure we're rolling on this.
This is the sun dance.
We really could use some rain, and you'll see why a little bit later in our broadcast, but day by day, if we have a dry day, even if it's for the weekend, we're certainly going to enjoy it, including today. This was a beautiful sunset out at the Weather Service office. That's the radar dome over on the left side of the screen there. Yeah, pretty much picture perfect. It was right around 70 degrees earlier today. We're in that sweet spot between some of the showers over the northern Rocky Mountains. Bit of cloud cover moving from the western side of the state. That actually will be on top of us tomorrow. So less sunshine, but not colder. In fact, it's going to be a couple of degrees warmer overall. Low 70s for the afternoon hours. But yeah, let's just call it mostly cloudy or somewhat cloudy for those afternoon hours overall for Wednesday. But plenty of sunshine in the forecast. A couple days in the 80s as well. I'll show you when those 80s fall on, as well as how dry we are looking at right now, especially when we look at the spring season in total.
All right, Thomas, thank you. Well, as part of our series Into the World of Robocalls, we met one woman who's making it her mission to put an end to these robocalls.
My grandmother died with $69 in her bank account.
So we'll have her story in part 2 of our KREM 2 investigation. That's coming up next.
Plus, it has been a busy week in the administrative offices at Washington State University, and we are sitting down with the man at the center of it all. Stick around for a one-on-one interview with AD Pat Chung.